Hello everyone, welcome. My name is Adam. Welcome to a musical chat, and moving forward in the next few videos I'm going to be reviewing my favorite band, Queen, all their studio albums. I realized that actually I have collected Queen ever since like 1991, and I have all their albums on vinyl record, cassette tape, CD and SACD, and I thought, well, this would be a good opportunity to sort of compare the formats. How does the albums stand up on each of the formats? And many of the Queen albums have been remastered numerous times by different people over the decades, and like, how does each remaster stand up against each other? So I thought I'd do this. I'd go through each of the Queen albums and different formats, and have a look and listen to the differences between them. Now, before we get to those videos, I want you to be able to understand how I'm listening to these. I'm not using headphones, and I've got a certain setup for me to easily hear the difference between the different masterings and hear any issues if it's been mastered too loud or too soft. So my setup is, I have some floor standing Gale Movie Star speakers. I'll put a little video here, and they are really good speakers. I use them in my surround setup for watching films. They are full frequency, have a really good dynamic range, and so they're the speakers in the front and left only, just the stereo mode, that I'll be listening the speakers from. And those speakers are connected up to my Pioneer amplifier, which is a THX certified surround sound amplifier, but it does have a stereo mode where it just completely disables all the surround circuitry and just pumps through the left and the right stereo image. So I'll be using my amplifier, which has been calibrated for my speakers in terms of distance to the listening position, the power of the amplifier. The input level has been calibrated so that on the volume dial, it's always going to be set to a reference level, which on the dial it says 0, which is about 40% of the total volume level. And plugged into my amplifier, I have a Marantz cassette deck, which is a twin deck. I can record and playback. It's really good. Does its own auto biasing and equalization, and I will be listening to all the tapes through that. Also plugged up to that is my Sony DVD player, which also plays SACDs and CDs, and that also has been calibrated for the input level to meet the reference level of my amplifier. As well as that, I have my Technics turntable. It's a bit of an old one, but it's a really good one. I always change the needle out like every year, and it's still running strong. It doesn't have its own phono preamp, so that is built into my Pioneer receiver amplifier. So the preamp stage is taken care of by the amplifier, and that's how I'll be playing my vinyl records. So, like I said, my equipment is calibrated, so I have a certain reference level set. So if an album has been mastered too hot, or if it's been mastered too low, I will instantly pick this up and hear it. But it also means that all the albums will be listened to in exactly the same way in terms of the volume and the output. So it's up to the album to perform either good or bad, and I'll hear that difference across the different formats, because obviously, CD and SACD have much more dynamic range than a cassette tape or even a vinyl record, and so I imagine those will actually be sort of more, the ability for more dynamic volume level within the sound field. But we'll see. The first album I'm going to do is my favorite Queen album, Queen 2, and I cannot wait. So the Queen 2 review, or it's not really a review, it's more like a closer look. at the formats. That will be available straight away alongside this one, so you can click this link here and go watch it. And I'll see you in the next video. Take care. Bye bye.